Hey everyone, welcome to Adam and Steve, not
Adam and Eve,
the podcast where we bite the apple. Well, hello, garden hose. How are you, and how are you, Adam?
I'm good. I'm a busy bee lately.
I know. Do you want to tell people why you're a busy bee lately?
I'm gonna be making a move to San Francisco in about a month. So yes, I've been very busy and very trying to get everything situated. It's been exciting but stressful.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll have a whole episode about
we will. We'll get into that
and
maybe in the next episode.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that.
Yeah.
I have nothing to say about it right now.
I'm so sorry.
Anyways, well, whatever. I don't care about you anymore. It's going to be a tale of two cities, people.
Yes, it will.
Anyways, yeah, I mean,
how have you been?
I'm good. We are officially in like part of my favorite time of the year, which is spring heading into summer. You know, when you turn the time back and you get extra daylight is when I feel like I thrive.
Yes.
You know, it's like
for the daylight.
My favorite time. Yes, the daylight's amazing. Sunday fun days turn into Rex. You know, it does. But anyways, before we go on, we have a guest today.
Yeah, who's our guest?
Our guest is Joey Ting, a friend of ours. Joey and I, well, why don't you say hi to the garden host first, and then we'll tell people a little bit about yourself.
Hi, everyone. My name's Joey.
Oh, well, that was so much information.
What do you want to know? Ask me some questions.
Well, okay. Well, Joey and I have known each other. I don't know when we met, but we've worked together on Team Atlantis a few times. We live close to each other, all three of us.
Yeah. Actually, I used to live right across the street from you the last time when I first moved in LA. I can see my old apartment outside your patio window right now.
You can. Yeah. And Joey's done a whole lot
on each other.
No, we actually didn't know each other really at the time when he lived across the street. And then, but you've done a lot of you have a YouTube channel and you've done a lot of travel videos, a lot of videos with Atlantis and different parties and giving people information. Mm-hmm. See, I'm giving people more information about you than you do.
I don't want to brag right off the top, you know.
We'll get into it. We'll get into it. But anyways, what's happening? So like I said, we got into my favorite time of year, which leads into Pride season.
Yes, Pride season is always a really fun season. Although I feel like it really kind of lasts all year.
True.
It just starts.
But the event
just starts around June.
I mean, which do you guys have specific prides that you want to do this year?
I feel like I always do all the same ones.
Which ones?
San Francisco, definitely. I've been living in San Francisco on and off the last 10 years. Just recently moved back to LA. So we always used to do San Francisco Pride. I've never really done Pride down here though in SoCal very much. I like doing San Diego Pride, but I found out this year they're not going to do the zoo party.
What?
Wait, did I hear that? Wait.
I got an email a couple of weeks ago from Bill Hart, who's the producer for the zoo party down in San Diego. They're not doing it this year because apparently the zoo didn't want to let them have the space.
What?
Yeah, so
that's one of the best parties.
That party is fun.
Yeah,
that actually is worth going to, and it's actually worth the money. And that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just gonna end up doing LA, San Francisco, and maybe San Diego, because
You're not gonna go out of state.
Well, I just feel like with moving and such, trying to take time off to go travel is gonna be a little bit hard.
So you're moving in June.
May,
Okay. Yeah, but you move and then it's June and then you can go party.
Yeah. I'll be in San Francisco.
I can be a really bad enabler to
well, he'll already be in San Francisco Pride.
Yeah,
so.
it's more the taking time off of work thing.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know which ones I'll do. I mean, of course, West Hollywood and LA, since there's
let's
two.
Talk about that for a minute.
I don't know.
What?
I know we were
because there's always been a LA one. That's one they've always had. And then didn't they try to move it out of West Hollywood this year, but it used to be kind of centered around WeHo, right?
Yeah, it was LA Pride was in WeHo.
Yeah, so I have no idea what the history is. I just made the assumption that WeHo decided, oh, you're not going to have Pride where we want it to be, which is in our own backyard. We're just going to have our own, and we're going to have it before yours.
Well, then there's DTLA Proud, so I don't know. It's just too much. Like, or is that
technically a Pride event though?
Well, they call it Proud. They call it DTLA
like a
Proud.
Proud festival that has a summer tramp. You know.
So there's literally like 3 Pride celebrations in the same county.
I guess. I don't know. I don't really know the details of what. I haven't really kept up. I just know I want to do the LA one because Christina Aguilera is performing. So I want to. So I want.
So where is it actually now? They're moving it. Where is it?
It's there's a park in hold please, keep talking.
What is it called? Yeah,
You're gonna Google it real
yeah,
quick.
yeah,
is it in Santa Monica? It's further west.
Child, don't make me start lying. I'm just gonna start making shit up. You know?
Okay, never mind.
Where LA Pride is,
they
they
moved
just go on
but
Google and they
Christina's
search
gonna
it.
be there.
Yeah, Christina.
Yeah,
I want to
Christina's for
see
sure gonna be
her.
there.
And then I know like the West Hollywood one is usually around where the park is.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I think one of the people headlining that one or one of performing is Kim Petras. I want to
In
say.
the West Hollywood one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, people tend to like her. Like, I'm not. Like, I don't really listen too much to her. Like, she's like one of those people, like, if I'm in a club and they play and
Then I recognize her song. But like if I'm in the car driving to work, I'm not gonna bring it up. I'm not gonna pull up her music. Yeah, no, I get it.
She did perform at Heart a month or so ago when we were there.
At Heart, we hope.
Yeah. But did you find out where that was? I don't know. Anyways, well, we should have been more prepared on that.
We'll come back to Google
we should
later.
Be more prepared on that one, but I don't know. I just think it's crazy that the city is just having like 2 major prides, and from what I remember, from what I hear, they're a week apart.
Oh, no one has the energy for 2 in a week.
Like 2 weeks. So
they're
like,
back to back
2 weeks
weekends.
apart.
No, it's a week. It's
like a week apart,
June
right?
3rd through the 5th is WeHo Pride, and then June 8th through the 10th.
See?
Or
Yeah,
10th
so
to the
it's
12th.
like
I'm sorry,
back-to-back weekends.
Exactly.
Like, that's too much. And like if you think about that's just like this one county in the U.S. There's like Pride everywhere else.
I know.
This month, not just in the U.S. There's like Toronto Pride. I think is also in June.
Well, doesn't Long Beach Pride kick it off in like May around here? I know Long Beach
no
Pride
idea.
Long Beach Pride is like one of the first ones. I know that for sure. It's way before LA Pride for sure, and I know it's in May.
Is it good? What's special
It's
about it?
huge. Long Beach Pride has historically been one of the biggest prides.
Actually, I'm trying to think. I might have went one year.
Oh, I used to have a blast.
I think
back
I went
in the
one
day.
year actually.
I used to have a lot of fun back in the day in Long Beach Pride, but I haven't gone in a minute. But it's actually kind of fun sometimes to go to like the parade and like the bars around it, and sometimes instead of actually going inside.
Yeah, I only went once.
Yeah, but I know Long Beach Pride is historically like in May. It's usually one of the first ones, and it can be fun. But I know there's been a few times where the weather was kind of like weird. Because remember, I think we went to a pool party out there with
it was like
Anthony.
overcast.
Yeah, it was
and
overcast and stuff like that. So you just never know. I mean, but with global warming and stuff now, it could be like 150 degrees for all we
crazy.
know.
Have you noticed this year so far that we get these crazy temperature swings? Like one day it will be like 50 degrees and 2 days later it will be like 90.
Yeah.
Like this week now.
Yeah.
It's
like
90
literally
degrees
happening.
today,
Yeah.
but like 2 days ago
I
it was
know.
like some people were turning the heaters on.
Well,
Crazy.
all I can say is figure out what prides you want to go to. I'll do the LA ones. We'll see about San Diego and San Francisco. I know there's been a time or two where we've done Palm Springs, but that's what in November.
That's November.
Yeah.
That's way later.
Yeah,
What
that's
the
super
next
late.
Palm
That's like
Springs?
the last one.
The next event in Palm Springs is White Party Palm Springs.
That's
the start, like the first weekend of May. It's pretty soon.
Yeah, I have no plans to do that.
Yeah, like traditional. I was talking to some
I've
friends.
never
and
gone to White Party. Have you? I'm assuming you've gone.
I've gone a few times.
Yeah.
When I first started traveling and circuiting in like 2015, 2016 was when I first started going to circuit parties and stuff. We went a few times with a lot of my friends in San Francisco, but it's actually relatively expensive for what you get. You know, it doesn't have a reputation for being like a really good value, right? Because they used to have like a water park day.
Yeah.
And then I think eventually that went away. And then the nighttime circuit parties were like in the hotel, which is maybe like not the most glamorous venue for, you know, a circuit party.
Yeah.
They do still have, you know, the Sunday tea dance. And that's
Which
like
I
the big
hear
draw.
that's the best. thing to do if
Yeah.
you're going to do anything to do that.
Exactly. That's like the unique thing about it, right? It's they convert like a parking lot into a tea dance. They put up a stage. They have like some rides and stuff on the side, and they've traditionally had a lot of. I know they have like a little Ferris wheel or something. I don't go on that shit. I don't know. It's on the side. It's not why I go. Okay, I'm going for the boys. I'm not going for the rides. I mean, the boys are the rides, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But they usually have like big names that perform at that tea dance. You know, like and you know they
they've
draw
got some
people
big
in that
names
way.
over the years. I don't know. I just feel like.
You can do a day trip. A lot of people in SoCal, they'll go in
they'll
on a
do a day
Sunday,
trip.
they do the tea dance, and they can just come back that night.
It's just the prices for these parties have gotten
It is
out of
expensive.
hand.
White Party Palm Springs in particular is pretty expensive, considering like the production value historically has not been so great.
It's gotten out of hand, like the prices, and I just feel like it's because they know people will pay for it, and I don't know. At
That's
least
true.
give a little bit to charity, make me feel like I'm like doing something. I mean, you know, instead of just like. You know what I mean?
I know,
It's like,
yeah.
or give me a couple of drink tickets with something. Like they give you, give me some Gatorade. I mean, just like,
Oh my god! You know how much drinks cost at these things?
that's
Why would
what
they
I'm
give it
sa-
to you
Well,
for free?
I'm saying, but when you're paying $150 to get into a venue,
well, it's still $6 a bottle of water.
I know, and they're
Just
like
for
those,
water.
those tiny ones. It's like
yeah,
those little
the extra small sample size bottles of water.
It's like those little ones. That's all I'm saying. Like, I don't know. I guess partially.
But the thing is, we keep going.
That's
though.
what I was gonna say. It's
Like,
partially
there's no
our fault.
incentive for the producers to make it a better value when these fucking queens
Yeah, they'll
just
still
keep
pay
going
for
all
it.
the time.
Yeah, they were like, "Girl, what? 200 to get?"
E-
Okay.
Every time there's a new party, all the circuits like, yes, Queen Jazz, and they start, you know, they whip out their fans and the jock straps and everything, and off they go. So
It's very true.
Very
It's
true.
Very
Yeah.
true. It's
Yeah.
like, well, you're not paying much for a costume because we all know what that is. You know.
Yeah.
A harness and a jock strap. So there you go. So I don't know. Well, anyways, I guess we'll have to figure out our summer plans and pride events. And
I don't think
Yeah,
Pride
I
is
feel like
that
I may have
hard to-
misspoke about Kim Petras, by the way.
Is that someone else?
I don't think so. There's a lot of different.
You just
performers,
made
but
that up.
I heard someone told me that, and
Maybe you dreamt it.
well, maybe it's very true.
you just made it. Oh well, sorry.
Anywho,
well, Kim, if you're listening, maybe you want to perform.
I know, right? I feel like I just want to do LA Pride because Christina's.
I know, I
there.
wanna see
like,
her.
nobody
Yeah.
else really matters. Is going to
Because
New York
like
Pride.
when we went to see her at the Hollywood Bowl, she was playing with the orchestra, so we got like the really like classy Christina. Like we didn't
Yeah.
get like the dirty like
The
in
dirty
the chaps.
party,
No, we didn't.
poppin' Christina.
Yeah, like the shows she was doing after that was not what we got. Like we got the very classy. She was in a big ball gown. I mean, it was amazing.
Yeah.
But we didn't
Just
get
a different
like-
style.
Yeah, we didn't. I mean, and rightly so. She was playing with the the LA Philharmonic and
Yep.
So, but anyway, I would like to see her at Pride because I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, it'd be so.
I
so
agree.
good.
It'll be good energy.
Yeah.
It's just weird that it's not going to be in West Hollywood.
I
I'm not
know.
used to that. You know?
I have to
Us,
actually
us
go
people
out.
us gays that live in WeHo are so
I
pissed about that
know.
is, aren't we?
Well, it's just because like every time we've had
Have to go to a slightly
Pride,
different part of
we've,
town
like,
to see Christina Aguilera.
I mean, it's just like it doesn't feel like Pride to me to have to leave.
This historically has always been here.
it's always been here.
Because it's Boys Town, and it should be around
Yeah.
here. Like, really, it
Yeah.
should be.
So
Anyways.
we'll put that in the suggestion box for next year.
Exactly. Who do I need to talk to? Well, finally, and also like they finally opened up the West Hollywood like park where the library is. It's like
It's been closed for ages.
Yeah, it's been closed forever, and it's open. There's space, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Anyways, moving on.
Moving on, right?
We've lamented about this.
We've talked about prides that we don't know all the information
Right.
for far too long.
We will apologize.
Let's talk about the cruise really quick. Did you guys enjoy the January cruise?
So this is the January Atlantis
January.
cruise.
Yeah.
Well, let's pause
January
though because
2022.
Okay.
yeah, it was January, and we're
Steven's
just
got thoughts.
no, we're just. It's so funny because like Adam and I had been meaning to actually do an episode about this cruise, and we just never did it. And here it is in April.
It's fine. Honestly, like I was gonna do a whole YouTube video about it, and I still haven't edited it at all. So
Right. Well,
I have
and
the footage.
also-
It'll be up eventually.
Okay, well, let's talk about the cruise, but also I want to talk to you about your YouTube and stuff in a little bit. But okay, so the January cruise. Let's rewind. Let's go back.
It's bringing up some good memories and bad memories for you, Steve.
Actually, yes.
Yeah.
It did. It brought some. Overall, I had a pretty good time. I can start with saying that January is the one cruise that I don't ever work as team because it's large. It's usually over 5,000 plus, boys. And
It's like the most partiest of the party cruises. So it's like the most difficult to work as someone who's like on staff or a volunteer at Atlantis. Yeah.
And there's never enough. I don't think.
They don't really add
have
that
enough.
many. They don't scale the number of people working the cruise to the number of passengers on the ship very much. Like, I don't think they have that many people working the January cruise, which the ship can hold like over 5,000. It's like the biggest class of ships in the world versus the October one, LA, Mexico. That's the one we usually volunteer for. That ship usually holds about 3,000 max.
Yeah.
It's a much
and
smaller ship.
which I prefer. I prefer.
That was great. A little more low key.
Yeah.
You still get parties and stuff, but it's not as crazy as January.
Yeah.
I've only ever done the January cruise,
I know,
so I don't have anything to compare it to.
Yeah.
You need to diversify.
I know. It's just that's the one everybody like wants to go on, and it just end up.
You know
going
the thing
on
about the January one? I've been on every it's either January or February, but I've been on every one since 2017 was my first one.
We
and
might
now
have two. I don't know. It's been a few.
But I feel like I'm almost getting a little bored of that ship because it's always that same ship every single year.
Not my favorite ship.
I think I'm just gotten like really used to it. I just want to do something different.
It's not my favorite, and I only mean it in a sense of, party wise. It's like the way the parties are.
God, don't get me started on the parties and that fucking shit.
Well, no, it's just like the setup. Like
have thoughts.
I like being able to party on like the pool deck.
Yes,
and
that's my thing exactly.
On that ship,
yeah. On that ship, there was one cruise.
Oh, yeah, I know what I feel like
where they did do the nighttime parties
on the pool deck
by the pool deck, and I actually asked Rich on this year's cruise, hey, why is it back in the solarium? And Rich said like, oh, there's like not enough space, blah, 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 blah. So, Rich, who is the president of Atlantis, makes all the decisions ultimately. But yeah, I really didn't. It sounds like such a minor thing. It's like, hey, you're still having your massive parties, just not by the pool. But for me, like, that almost completely kills the vibe.
Yeah.
Well, when you've been able to compare from other ships to this, like the ship, don't get me wrong, those ships are amazing, but just party wise, it's a different vibe because it's just like you're either inside that aqua theater, which is sunken, or you're in the solarium, which is that's a whole thing.
The solarium. I'm just gonna vent my frustrations about the solarium because I really, really hate it. So unfortunately, this is not video, so we can't see photos. But basically, the pool deck is nice because it's wide open. It's a flat surface. It's like a rectangle, right?
Yeah, it's
basically hard. In the solarium. It's not like one level.
The solarium is hard.
It's like there are different steps, and then they have hot tubs. In the solarium, they have to walk around. Yeah. And then they have to put the DJ booth somewhere.
Everybody gets lost.
Yeah, it's like, God forbid, if you're a little tipsy and you need to like walk through it to like find your friends or do whatever, or you're just cruising. Like, there's like a million one things you can trip into. Maybe even a hot tub. There's 3 of them. You can probably just fall into.
I have seen people fall into them.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is amazing.
It is such a horrible venue to have any sort of like dance party.
I love when people fall and I see it.
Yeah, I've never actually seen anyone fall into
the hot tub.
Into
the pool theory.
I've almost fallen in not the hot tub, but the pool, like
the pool, those little pool, those little
shallow
waiting pool.
pools,
Yeah, I've seen people fall in those. But okay, other than the solarium, like the January cruise, I don't even know how to put it. Like,
is there something you don't like about it? It's like the vibe, or there's something tangible?
Well, so I met a guy. I'm not going to mention people's names, but I met a guy the first night. Yeah, and who was great. And we hit it off.
Big dick.
Well,
come on.
It wasn't that. It wasn't that. It was just that
that
we hit it off. No, and it was great, and we were. And
they actually hung out the entire cruise.
Yeah, we hung out the entire
little bit of a cruise boyfriend.
Yeah,
fun times.
But the thing is, like, it was really cool. He was there with some friends, and I met his roommate that he was rooming with, who was super cool. Like that day, and then like the next day was like our first tea dance.
Yeah.
Right. And we were hanging at the pool, and then he goes, come with me to my room. Because I wanted to see their costumes because they were doing a group costume. And I was like, okay, I'll stop by, see your group costume, because then I got to go back and get dressed with my friends because we were doing a group costume. So I went, his roommate was there, and looked at his costumes and was just talking to them, just chit-chatting and stuff like that. And I was like, all right, I'll just meet you at the tea dance a little bit later. He goes, all right. I go get dressed with everybody, and then we're at the tea dance, and we have a really good time. It's a lot of fun. The boys were doing all the things on that the Aqua Theater stage. It was just things were happening, and I was like, "Oh,
it's a party cruise. Oh, it's boys are having fun.
The boys were doing all the things, and so, anyways, that was fun. And then I don't know what I did after. I think I chilled out after. I chilled out after that. Adam and them people were doing things, but I chilled out after, and then I was like, okay, I will meet you tonight at the party. And we got dressed, we were partying, and I was like, it's weird, I haven't heard from so-and-so for a while, and I thought it was strange. And then I finally get a text, from him saying, hey, I just want to let you know my friend died and I found him dead. And it was just the
I remember now.
Yeah, it was very, very strange. And it was just like, it was kind of a little like surreal. I was just like, what? This is crazy. Like your friend. And I felt so bad for him. And then it was just like, I was just in the room talking to them, and he died from an embolism, of course, right off the bat. Everybody was just like, was it drugs? Because you're on the party cruise with gay
people
boys.
Just assume things aimlessly.
But it wasn't. It was an embolism. And, but it was just, I felt it. So it was just like, I hung out with this guy the whole time, which was great, but I felt so bad for him because you could see his emotions just like,
going in and out.
Yeah, like, I mean, him and his friends, it's just like, and that happened on like, what, day 2?
Yeah, it was earlier on the cruise.
And then, and then it was just like, and then he was locked out of his room because it was considered like a crime scene. He couldn't really get his stuff. He only had a handful. It was just like a whole thing. I mean, but we had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But how much fun can you truly have when your friend or a good friend of yours passes away, on a cruise? So
I wouldn't have been able to stay on the cruise.
I think he almost left.
Yeah, I would have had to.
But it was, and then he was having issues like, just with trying to get off the ship. It was just a lot of stuff. And, so I had a good time, and he had a good time for what he could. And, and then we helped him out, and it just happened to be a nice thing that I was close to Team Atlantis and was able to kind of like be that bridge and help and stuff like that. But I just felt so bad for him. So while I had a really, really good time, that was just a little bit of
weighing on you for sure.
Yeah, it was a little bit, but it was strange because I felt like I was supposed to meet him and I was supposed to like be in that spot and
at that time. Like, it was like kind of meant to be type of thing.
Yeah. I really did feel that way. I mean, but he was like super cool guy, and we're still in touch. We still hang out and like stuff like that. But yeah, so that's like my whole, like, I did have fun. I didn't go completely wild.
I know. What's your version of wild?
It's all relative. You don't have to go into all the details.
Yeah, no, I know.
You had some amount of fun.
Yeah, no, I actually had a good time. But I'm sharing this. I actually talked to him, and he was like, yeah, you can talk. Because I didn't want to be, share somebody's story that, can't, comment on it. But, so that was my experience. Like, I had fun. And I remember it was great, like, hanging out. And, like, I shared rooms with a guy who has been on this podcast before from Australia and has worked team with us before and stuff like that. So I hung out with him a lot, and Dan Slater, DJ, and you got, of course, and stuff like that. But that was my experience. Like, it was a good time, but it was just a little bit
bittersweet.
Yeah.
What about you?
It was good. It was I've been on, people keep on asking me how many cruises have you been, or like, what cruises for you, and I think it was my 11th.
Was it I can't remember.
Something like that. For me. 11, like 10 or 12, give or take, something like that.
Yeah.
I think that's like my 4th.
I don't know.
But you've only been on that one.
I've only been in the January
one,
right?
It's
my 4th.
Yeah, you should try some of the other ones.
I know. That's
just
what I
just
really,
for variety.
I kind of want to do something that's a little bit more like
a little smaller.
Everything is smaller than that one.
But maybe like the Mediterranean one. Like I kind of want to see a little bit more.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that's actually great because people ask me about this all the time. Like, what's the difference between like all the different cruises? So the January one, it's like the big party cruise. It's not really about the stops. It's just about like
nobody cares
about
the stops.
I never get off. I hate getting off.
Nobody cares about those stops.
Honestly, no one cares about those.
Although
stops.
I did have fun at the water park one.
Oh, okay.
Coco
So
Cay.
we
did have fun at that.
So that was not a scheduled stop.
I know.
Because of all the COVID stuff going around.
that happened.
It was
while
like
we
a
were
super
there.
last minute thing, but like it was really great because.
But you know what? That needs
I had
to
a
be
lot
a
of fun.
schedule. That needs to be a scheduled
I
stop.
think the reason
way
it's
better than
not.
Labadee.
I think the reason that it's not scheduled is that usually they have two ships that are docked at the same time, and most cruise ships are like families and seniors. That's really not compatible with Atlantis. Because when we were on Coco Cay, which is a private island that Royal Caribbean owns. When we were there, it was the gayest island in the world for like the 4 hours that we were there.
They also
for sure.
hosted a party on the island. That
we had like a gigantic pool
But
party. It was
everybody
really
was
fun.
behaved though.
I know
it wasn't really. I didn't.
Yeah,
see,
but the thing is, like, I can see how if you were like a family with kids and stuff. Doesn't really mix with that type of pool party that we were having.
I mean, okay, the most it was like people in thongs or something like, but the boys were pretty well behaved considering.
Surprisingly,
me and my boyfriend actually left the party. We went down slides and stuff.
Yeah,
like
you guys went to
I was like, there's a water park here. I want to like go down.
I think they charged like
$85
or something for the water park.
I'm the type of person when I'm on vacation, I don't really think about that stuff.
you'll
I just
do it.
I'll just be like, I want to do that. We're here. We're in the middle of the Caribbean
That's
on a
just
random
hella expensive,
island.
though.
And I just want to go ride these. Yeah, it was unreasonable, but like I'm like whatever.
But we're completely
I did
unusable
use
on that cruise
I know.
most of
I
the
was
time.
like, we
anyway.
literally spent that much money to go on a cruise.
That is true. Yeah, but the Coco Cay was by accident, and I don't know. We're gonna. Go back there again.
I hope it.
I would love to go back
because it's better
again.
than
It was
Labadee.
it was way
Labadee
better.
is not the business.
No, I would never get on Labadee.
It is. It's not a good. Yeah,
No, it's not.
It's not a good stop.
Yeah,
No.
so the January cruise is not really about the stops. You just, it's about the boys and partying and all of that. All the med cruises that are in Europe in the summer, those are the ones where like they got off at like Rome or Greece or
people want to go to excursions. They want to get off. They want to
So
sightsee.
and the schedule also is for that. So like they'll dock super early. They're there for like 12 or 14 hours. So you have time to actually like get off the ship and go sightseeing and do all this stuff and then get back before the ship pushes back. So all the European ones are much more geared towards like sightseeing in the ports and stuff.
The New Zealand Australia one is too. That's about like getting off the ship and doing excursions and seeing the like. I did that one once. It was very long though. Like for me, it was too long.
I'm not a sightseeing person.
I mean,
It depends on where I'm at.
yeah.
I'm never a sightseeing person.
Let me tell you though, one time, like on the New Zealand one, I did one of my excursions was we went to like 2 or 3 wineries, and it was fantastic.
Oh yeah,
But
that's a great because you can see the scenery.
Yeah.
Like get drunk.
let me
Jump
tell
at the
you,
same time.
there was one where we go to one winery, and the guy who was like giving us our presentation and telling us about the wines, his the person that was his coworker was doing something, so it was just him. So he goes, I'm going to pass this wine around and I'm going to let you guys pour your own glasses.
that is dangerous. I
like,
feel like that's
I would have been like,
not the protocol at a wine tasting.
It was a room full of gays, and they were like, we need another bottle.
I
we
would've
need another
I
bottle.
would have kept the bottle for myself. There's no way.
It was so funny. I was like, are you sure you want to do that? People were filling it up, and it was fun. But that cruise was great, but as far as like scenery, like we had like 3 or 4 stops, but it was 12 days or something.
Yeah,
it was too long for me.
It was usually a lot of the cruises are about a week, and that's like a good length.
No, 12 days is too long for me.
And like 10 days, I think it's maybe about how much you can really tolerate it before you start wanting to go home and get off the ship.
A week.
Yeah, I'm 7 days max.
Yeah.
By that
I wouldn't mind like a week and a half.
No.
January is by day 7 you're just done because of what the January cruise is?
I've only ever done a 7-day cruise, but usually I'm always like wanting a few more days.
Well,
but maybe I'll feel different when I do a 10-day cruise.
Maybe without the parties or the.
I was gonna say it depends.
I think it was a little more spread out, right?
It depends on the New Zealand cruise when I did that one. It's very chill, right? Like the parties don't last all night because it skews a little older. People want to get up and see the sights and stuff like that. So
same for the Met cruises.
So the time felt longer than what it was, and also we didn't have the best weather the whole time. Like there was times when we had some rainstorms, and then you have to go through the Tasmanian Sea, of which I'd never seen waves that big before.
So I'm already not interested.
It was a storm, rough seas. I'd never seen waves that big before. I mean, they literally had to drain the pool. Like things were like locked down.
Sounds fun.
I liked it because I love, like, I don't get seasick at all. And I kind of like the movement, but people were sick.
I don't really like it, but I'm one of those weird people that likes turbulence on a plane.
Oh, not me.
Yeah.
No, ma'am.
Oh,
it lulls me to sleep.
Yeah.
No.
But anyways. But your overall experience on January, you thought?
I think for me, like, I did have fun, but I didn't have as much fun as the previous times I've been on a cruise. I think it was a few things. One of it's because I'm over the solarium now, but I just don't like that venue. I just want to be by the pool for the parties. I've been on that ship so many times. I think I'm getting used to it. It's like the same old ship kind of.
One of the other complaints I have about that ship too is that the pools are separated.
The pools are separated, like on the main pool deck.
Yeah,
there's actually 3 separate pools, and then also in addition, like the kiddie water slide area.
But the pools that the boys hang out, they're like all 3 of them are just separated.
Yeah,
so
not all the boys are in the same pool.
Yeah, I mean you have to like do rounds.
Let's see who's over at this one.
Right,
gays are so fucking lazy. It's like just take that's not a bad thing, and I think that's not a good thing because when you walk, you get to show yourself off. It's like walking down the runway when you walk between the pools.
Nice when there's like a central
you're showing
pool,
off your assets,
right? It's nice to have a central pool. Everybody's there, it's like
the
a
thing
big
is,
party.
The ship is just too big.
It is a very large ship.
It's a very large ship,
and then but I just don't like that the pool's separated. And then Adam, you're good at this. Tell us your experience, but also you probably remember what turned out to be our ports, because we already talked about Coco Cay, but things were changed, so I can't remember.
Honduras.
Really?
Honduras.
Did you get off in Honduras?
Yes, but it was raining.
Why did you get off?
Oh, right.
I don't know. It was a different, a port. I was like, okay. We're paying like thousands of dollars to go.
Oh, I didn't get off because he couldn't get off at that port.
Coco Cay. There was Nassau.
Oh, right. There was Nassau.
Yeah, I didn't get off there though.
I don't think I did.
Yeah.
Did I get off?
I
think I just got off at Coco Cay.
There was one more, but I can't think of it.
Because they all changed. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, they all changed.
And I remember them being because the one of the ports were after White Party. That was the Nassau one, and nobody's gonna get off after that one. That's the last party of the ship, and it goes until 7 a.m. and 9.
It's so weird because they had to do these on the fly schedule changes for the ports, and it also affected certain things you don't do the day after the White Party night, but that's why people go all out and they stay up till sunrise. You're not going to do you're not supposed to do a port after.
Well, we have to mention, people, that a lot of these changes, they were all COVID related.
Yeah,
they are.
So
correct.
I know we're a little bit past that.
It's going to be
now.
on our control.
Yeah. So, but we have to, in January, it was COVID related, where we could import or whatever. People they were still very hard with you have to be tested. Everybody had to be negative.
Right. But even the testing requirements, they were changing it in the days leading up because it used to be that you had initially they said you have to go do your own tests X days before, and then they're gonna test you again when you got to the port, the terminal,
right?
But then at the last minute, 1 or 2 days before, they said, "Oh,
I think it's because they were running out of tests."
Yeah, they didn't have enough tests.
Yeah, it was in the news that they were
because remember when we did October was very
it's more strict.
It was, but October was they had enough tests. People were tested at the port with rapid tests before you got on, and you didn't have to wear a mask on the ship. Now, January, we were supposed to wear a mask when you were inside the
indoors
ship.
In public areas. Yeah,
people did it, but like when you were at a party,
it wasn't really enforced that well. The parties were technically outdoors,
right? But when people were going back in,
a lot of people
didn't.
Yeah.
You know,
it wasn't really enforced.
Yeah.
Sometimes
which is not
sometimes people on the cruise ship that itself would say something.
Yeah,
but like Atlantis,
there were few and far.
Yeah, I mean, people would say stuff.
Yeah. It was. I mean, they did report that we only had like five
confirmed
reported cases while we were on the ship, but I don't know personally anybody who came back
positive after the.
I don't think I do.
I don't know.
Well, Joey's all laughing. I'm like, I don't know.
I mean,
I don't think anybody was gonna.
I could have gone COVID on the ship. Maybe I got it like in the Uber right after. I know. There's no way to know.
Yeah. I mean, well, nobody's gonna probably report if they got it or not, anyways. So they're gonna be like, girl.
Yeah.
So for the most part, well, Adam, what was your takeaways, experiences? Because we haven't talked about yours. What do you think about the cruise?
I had a really fun time. I had a really good time. I mean, you know, my boyfriend went on and I was a little nervous about, you know, that experience being what the cruise is. Not so much what I am on the cruise, but just I know like the environment.
The boys are very...
and so I was just like, I don't really
the
know
boys
how
are very
this is
on the
gonna
prowl.
go. Yeah, and like I just don't know how this is going to go. But it actually went really well. I had a really fun time and it was a really fun experience, new experiences, and new people that we met, and
new
that's
the most. Discover some new positions with some new people.
I mean, you know, it was just a fun time. We didn't go crazy. I mean, you know, it was still.
I've definitely had cruises where I was much wilder. I was not.
I'm never wild on
I wasn't that crazy on this
I was not either. I really wasn't.
Something about this one, though.
Most tame.
Right. Yeah.
Something about I couldn't put my finger on it. I guess maybe it's the COVID stuff. It just felt like a little bit off.
I wasn't wild on this one at all. Like, I mean, I had a good time.
Yeah, good time. You know, it wasn't bad.
I actually did all the slides this time, the water slides and those two really big ones in the back.
Mm-hmm. Those are fun.
They were fun.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, let's go do all the slides.
Yeah.
I didn't surf this time though, but I've tried it before.
Yeah, no, I didn't do that.
Right.
It's really fun to see other people try.
Yeah, that's what
Even you don't want to do yourself, like watching other people do it.
It
looks so difficult.
Yeah. I tried one of the ships. We had one of those where you fly, like you get in those tunnels. And
the wind tunnel thing.
Yeah, one of the ships had that, and that was very interesting to try. That's kind of hard. Like you literally have to like really relax and like your body weight just like let it go in order to kind of like float. And it was very hard, but it was cool to be on the ship that actually had that. I wish this one did.
It's really not my type of thing. I have no athletic abilities whatsoever.
Really?
No.
None?
See, people always
I just
surprised when I say
the wind
that.
thing. Like I'm like I feel like my arms are too lanky. I just don't understand. I don't understand what like I would like. I'm like a very
I don't know
long
how to like position my arms.
Like maybe that would be better for me. I don't know, but I just feel like I would be very like all over the place.
If I was in one of those, I would just get smacked around and have a concussion.
Right.
Yeah,
you know,
just like get
break a
knocked
limb
unconscious
or like chip a tooth or something.
You know what this ship does that they did have is the rock climbing,
yes.
which I would not do. It is so high.
Isn't that the point of rock climbing wall? Is that it goes
not
up
for
high?
me. I'm cool. Like I'm cool with staying
I
on
don't
the
know
ground.
if I've ever actually seen anybody do it.
I've seen people do it.
Did you see people do it?
But the thing is, I never really walked to that part of the ship. It's not a popular area of the ship
you're
to
always
just casually
out there.
walk by.
The boardwalk?
No, but there's also another part that's like on the outside.
This is by the out.
Oh, you're talking about where the aqua theater
Yeah,
is.
that's
Oh,
where
yeah.
the rock
I've
never seen
I
anybody
don't go
do
there
it.
unless there's a party there.
I know. Like, could you imagine just like in the middle of a party, someone climbing up the
It's
rock
really
wall?
high.
Like, I don't understand.
Like extremely high.
It's very
That's the
high.
point, though.
Not for me.
They have to have people actually doing
rock
it
climbing
at
is
some
not for
point.
you.
I've done it, but I did it on one ship, but it wasn't quite that high.
Yeah.
Like that. Because the way it's positioned, it's already up. And then, it's just too high for me.
And I feel like it's also like kind of like slanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, it like
it's
falls
like,
towards
yeah,
you.
it's like it's like not.
Yeah, it's no for me.
I wouldn't do it either.
And I'm afraid of heights.
And
like,
I'm very afraid of heights.
You are?
I can't do any of that stuff.
I'm not afraid of heights.
I'm
but
afraid
I just
of
don't really
heights. I have
wanna
like a
do
fear
that.
of falling. Like I don't even like going up to like the rail in my balcony. if I have like a balcony room on like a ship or something, I'd even want to like stand right up against the
Really?
rail. Yeah, my legs will start like.
So
tingling.
you would not see Joey in any porn on his balcony on the ship.
Am I allowed to? Wait, is it illegal to have?
Oh, it's been done.
Oh,
there's many OnlyFans
Right.
people that
Like there's so many videos out there.
I have had sex on a balcony before. It was not as hot as I thought it would be. What
you
was
were
hot,
scared.
though- okay, what was hot was when the guy was inside me and he picked me up and carried me from the balcony,
balcony to the
onto the
room.
bed. That was hot.
You're like, thank God.
You're
I'm
like,
not
thank
gonna fall
God
off
I'm
the side."
no longer by the railing.
Without pulling out of me, that part was hot.
Oh,
The balcony itself was not as hot.
I mean,
as thought.
you're typically, they say when you're on the cruises, if you see any land, if you see a tree,
Oh no, it was
if
a
you
sea day.
see-
It was a sea day.
Yeah,
it was fine.
because it's illegal to have sex where
Correct,
there's
correct.
land people can
Yeah,
see.
nope.
you,
There
so.
is. It was a sea day. We're in the middle of the
So
international waters.
Okay, so all the
International
videos
waters.
that you see on whatever,
They're
there
not my
should be-
videos.
There should be no land
Yeah.
around.
That's the rule,
Yeah.
apparently.
That's the
I
rule.
don't know if
There should
everybody's
be-
following it, but
Right, yeah. I don't think everybody's following it because this past cruise in January, there was a lot of videos on OnlyFans and on like Twitter from that were circulating after our cruise because people
Balcony
were-
stuff or
no, just sex parties, things in general.
It's kind of a popular thing. A lot of these like OnlyFans creators, like
Yeah.
Austin Wolf and all the people like that.
Yeah,
It's
they make
actually pretty popular
appointments.
for them because it actually kind of makes sense from like a business point of view
Yeah.
because you have access to a lot of really horny guys that are all in the same place for 7 days, and you can so easily just like hook up and make a whole bunch of videos.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, yeah, it makes
I
sense.
would say one of my complaints, and this is probably gonna like blow people's minds. It was really hard to find like a kiki where like there wasn't a massive amount of sex happening. Like I'm like I wanted to like go somewhere sometimes,
Like a non-sexual.
yeah, just like every
hangout.
once in a while, like like let's just like go hang out and like
Maybe
have
that was the company you were keeping.
It,
I
it
mean-
definitely is. Because a lot of the friends that I go with,
I don't know.
like they're not usually looking for
like
an orgy.
yeah.
Yeah, like
I
if
don't
I'm horny,
know.
I have friends that I go to that I know that they're probably hosting something.
Yeah.
And then you have friends that you know.
Yeah, and I
I
have
know.
friends that
I
are
guess
like,
a
they're
lot
not
of the
into
friends
that.
that we were trying to hook up with were, when I say hook up, like meet up with, they were, let me clarify here.
Use your
They
words
were all
wisely.
just like throwing orgies and sex parties, which is like, it could be, I
Can you introduce
personally-
me to some of your friends?
I'm just like, orgies like stress me the fuck out. I just think there's way too many things going on. And
I
like,
think the idea
I
of
like a
orgy is
sl-
hot, but like usually when I get there,
Yeah.
it's like
That's too much happening.
it's just too much.
it's a lot of stuff happening, and
You're
like to each is their own.
Yeah.
If that's your thing, that's your thing. I'm here for it. At small groups I can kind of do, but like a
Right.
massive thing going on.
Sometimes it's too much. You're like, I don't know what to do.
I don't even know what to do. And then you have some creepy ass people coming up to you and like trying to like get it because they
There's
see you're
always
getting
some-
it,
The thing
and
is,
it's just like
I've talked to some people before that are like really into orgies because I want to, when I go, I don't really get off that much of them. And some of them, they told me, well, when I'm in an orgy, like a hole is a hole, a dick's a dick, but like I can't operate like that.
I don't operate
But
that
a
way.
lot of people
I can't
do.
do that.
Yeah.
I can't either, but a lot
That's
of people
fine,
do.
but like I
It's
think
not for me.
I think that's why it doesn't work for me. I
No.
can't just go to a
It's
thing
like
and
going
just
into a
like,
completely dark room and not being able to see anyone and just doing anything. I'm
no,
like, no,
I
ma'am.
want to see the person.
I need to see who you are.
I want to know what you
yeah.
look like.
So do I.
Yeah,
It's
not that like dark room
Yeah,
stuff isn't
and then-
sexy at
and
all,
then,
but
like,
like
No, it is to a degree.
There
I
was
still
even-
wanna know,
There wasn't even
the
an
person.
instance on the cruise where me and my boyfriend ended up at an what
you make
didn't
it sound
start
like you're so
as
innocent.
an
I'm sure you guys
orgy.
meant to go there.
No, we didn't. We went to a party that we knew there would probably be sex, but
But
there
it
was
turned
like
into-
the person that said to come, like they're like
Yeah.
it's not really right now. I don't know what's going to turn into. And it started, once we were there, it was at one of the suites with the big balcony. It started turning into that,
Of course.
And then you start kind of messing around, and someone came up to us and they were like wanting to like get it, and
Yeah.
I was like no, because I just
Yeah.
was not interested. And they got pissy. They got like literally pissy, and I'm like, see, this is it. This
And
is
you
it.
can't
I don't
be-
like that. I don't like feeling like I'm like upsetting somebody
No.
because I don't want them to fuck me or me
Because
to
you're
fuck
not-
them.
you're not
Like
into
it's
it.
just like
Yeah.
it stresses me out.
I'm gonna just tell you, I was at one of them and I left because I was hungry.
Oh,
I left to go to the buffet. I was
I
like, I'm
cannot
not into
tell
this.
you.
I'm leaving to go eat.
This is like we
I
have in
left.
common. Every time I leave a party on a cruise ship, I'm going straight to the buffet.
Right, I
Or
left
the
the-
pizza place. No lie.
Right. I was starving. I was like, I'm not into this. I'm leaving. I'm
It's
going
not.
to go
It's not
eat.
that I'm not into it. It's just like eventually.
Honey,
like,
I was starving.
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if it's like an orgy and you're into it. Or like it's just the dance party. It's like I don't need to be at a dance party for 6 hours straight.
Oh, yeah. No,
Honestly.
I'm saying I left the orgy party because I was like, I didn't really. Long story. But anyways, I left.
Yeah, no, but I'm totally on board.
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually it doesn't matter if it's an orgy or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need to be partying till like
No,
6
you're-
or 7, 8
well-
a.m. I'll leave at like 3 and I'll go like stuff my face and I'll go to bed.
But that is one of the beauties of being on the cruise, though, right?
Yes.
That you can actually just be like, you know what, I'm going to go get some food, or I'm going to go to my room and I'm going to chill.
At
or I'm
any
gonna
time
go
that you
refresh.
want.
And
Yeah. So like the best thing about the cruise is that you can do anything you want at any time that you want.
Yeah,
And
it's
there's
very
no
freeing in that sense.
Yeah, like anything you want to do is a 5-minute walk away.
Yeah. I love that this episode just turned into being all about the January
I
cruise. So
know.
we ended up doing an episode about it
Inadvertently.
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 So, yeah.
You said it was overdue.
It
Yeah,
was
it
overdue.
was. It was.
Here
And
we
it's nice
go.
that you came and done it with us because, you know, now we had a guest to talk about it.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to see. Well, I guess January was the last one I've done, but they've done others. But now you don't have to wear a mask anymore, and now things seem to be.
Yeah.
So I guess things will maybe go back to normal because it was a little bit limited on like when you were in the buffet areas, like things.
Yeah,
It wasn't like you
kinda
couldn't just go
annoying.
grab things like you could, and also being as a pescatarian, I felt like food options were super, super limited. Like I felt like I ate cheese the whole week. Like, cheese and bread.
And like
I
some
think they
like
did limit it a
crappy
little bit more.
fish.
Yeah, like the whole week.
Yeah.
So I definitely didn't get as good of a food experience as I've gotten in the past because of that. But
Well, let's put it this way. Have either of you rebooked for next year's cruise?
Well,
because that's where like, are you going to put your money where your mouth is?
I don't think that I am because we want to do World Pride in Sydney.
Yeah.
And that's in February. So
I'm doing both.
I can't do both.
I'm doing both.
Girl.
No, I can't.
like,
Financially,
Let's step
I
it up,
can't.
ladies.
Financially, that's like not a smart move, but if you want to pay for my
Okay,
cruise,
boom.
I'll fucking be on that ship with I'll be doing the sail away
Right.
party.
Oh my gosh. I mean, actually, let's talk about that. Let's talk
I
about
think it's
World
in
Pride
February.
Sydney.
It's February, right?
I think it's
Yeah.
in
I thought it was
February.
later in February.
No,
Well, either way, it's within this. It's around the same
I'm gonna
time frame as the
Google this.
cruise, and I don't
I can't.
I don't
I
have
can't
like
fiscally do, like financially. do both.
even if financially I could. Like who has these jobs that they
I
just
know.
allow them all these
know.
time? I don't have the availability
Sydney
to
is
take
not
that
like-
much time off of work.
I usually live a very boring life and I actually save a lot of money. But I think you know, like everyone spends their money in a different way, right? So there are people that spend a lot of money on like shoes or like phones or haircuts or like travel or whatever.
I get that, but I mean like
Yeah.
the time off
Yeah.
of work.
Yeah,
but to also
Like
do
how
the
do you
cruise
if you're
true.
gonna have the
But
cruise
these
for a
days it's a
week
little
and
bit
then you're
easier
gonna
for
go to
some
like
people.
World Pride
and
for a
Sydney
week
is not like a 5-hour flight.
within the same month.
Yeah.
Like I don't.
Yeah, so it's in the end of February.
Yeah, so see, I can't
It's
do
late
both.
February.
I mean, I could, but I can't.
It's only maybe like 2 or 3 weeks after that cruise.
Yeah, I
It's
can't
the
do both.
Next year's cruise is actually
Plus
like the
there's-
first week of February.
And there's other things that I need to do with my coins, so I can't do it. I have to, like, I don't know whoever said being an adult was like fun because sometimes it's not.
People who are not adults,
right?
People who are like
'cause
12 years old,
Sometimes it's
kids.
not, but like I have to make a sound decision and say that I cannot do both. But if I'm gonna try to make it World
But if
Pride
you were gonna,
work,
you should do World Pride. And
Yeah,
not the
that sounds
cruise.
way
Well, that's what
more
I'm saying.
exciting to
If
me.
I'm gonna-
I've never
Sure.
been to
Yeah.
Australia, so for me,
I've
it's just
been.
going to be like
Fun.
really, really fun in general.
Sydney's
yeah,
fun.
it's,
to, like,
it's a
see new
beautiful
things.
place.
Yeah.
Very, very beautiful.
I just hope I don't see any of those big ass spiders that people.
Oh,
take
you
videos
will.
of
You
and
will.
stuff. Like, no.
I've seen them there.
Don't
You will.
don't you tell me that. I
Everything
won't go.
there.
Do you like cockroaches?
No,
please let's
not.
Because one time
Okay,
I
I
was.
won't tell you my cockroach story
'cause
when
they-
I was in
no,
Atlantis
I had one when I
Sydney.
was there too, and
my
I
God.
No.
screamed at a restaurant, and the whole restaurant.
I'll beat you.
And I did.
A cockroach crawled on my back while I was sleeping.
I would have died.
In the bed. In bed.
I
was lying in
had
bed.
that happen to me in Texas. Yeah, in Austin, Texas. It flew on me and crawled on my neck and then flew off my head.
Well, at least it flew off.
I freaked. I didn't see it, and then my cousin was like, "That was."
Yeah,
I don't even want to tell you what just happened, and I'm like, I know what happened. You don't even have to tell me.
But Sydney, one just crawled on the railing next to where I was sitting at the restaurant, and I screamed and jumped up. Everybody looked at me.
Every single person.
I did not care. It was humongous.
They're nasty. I just don't like big bugs in general.
But anyways,
just don't think about that.
No.
Yeah, but I mean, you know what? It's a tropical place. It's normal for tropical
it's more humid and warmer. That's where you get the more cockroaches.
But going back to World Pride, I would really like to make that happen. So I'm not going to book for the cruise for next year.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
I have to choose one or the other. And World Pride, I have to at least say I did it.
Yeah, I've never been to one before in general.
Right. It's gonna be a lot of fun for sure.
Like Australia will be really fun. Yeah. Guys there, that'll be a good time.
So
well, guy himself, but the
guy,
guys there,
I'm sure great.
Our friend guy
got all excited.
I know, like girl,
you're like calm down.
She's all taking her clothes off.
I know, right?
There's some fine booty down there for sure.
And you know, there's not that many brothers, so boom, I'm gonna be a hit. Gonna be a hit. Anyways, well,
Sydney's fun. It's gonna be fun.
before we move on, when Adam closes out, just really quick, you just touching on this really fast. You do YouTube videos about like Atlantis and different circuit events and. So are you going to put one out for January? Because I know you recorded because I saw you.
Yeah.
Probably was in that video.
I'm probably in it.
I know one of the videos you took one time I looked really stupid in.
I remember.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
I see what you look like when I reviewed the footage. Yeah, so a lot of the, when I first started traveling, doing the circuit parties and stuff, I already been vlogging like diary style by then. And then I just started recording my experience on these trips. And I made these videos. They're on my YouTube channel, just Joey T. Yeah. I did film EDC Vegas and the January cruise and the October cruise last year and EDC Orlando. So I've got like 4 events.
And you haven't put any of these out yet?
No, I haven't edited anything because I just haven't had the motivation to like sit down. I know, but like I just haven't had the motivation to like actually sit down and like go through all the footage and like edit it.
I get it. It takes work. But I will tell you this. When we were on the January cruise, you did a video showing people how to do a cruise card with...
Yes, I did a bunch of advice videos end of December, early January leading up to the cruise because I know a lot of people are really looking forward to that cruise.
I can tell you firsthand that I ran into plenty of people that said they watched your video and did things because of your video. So just know that people actually appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you. That's so sweet. I should make videos that tell them to hit on me if they're hot.
Well, that too. Well, tell them.
I'm sure you get hit on by enough people.
I'm sure you're fine. But I'm just saying, like, I get that editing sucks because you know it does.
Editing the advice videos, it's actually quite easy. But it's the videos where I film like on the ship and at the parties. That's it's not like informational. It's just like those after movies, if you will. Yeah, those are the ones that are like a lot harder to.
Well, just know that people listen because, like, Adam and I have had people like be like, "Oh, I listened to your episode about whatever cruise, and when you said this, it really helped a lot." And I just ran into people firsthand on the cruise that said
someone on the last cruise, someone came up to me and gave me his card, and he just said, "Thanks for the advice." Like he said, he listened to the podcast. He said, "Thanks for the advice." So, shout out to him if he's listening.
Right. So,
but yeah, it was really cool. It's just like you kind of don't realize who is actually paying attention to the things that you're putting out there. Sometimes we just like do things for fun or we we want to provide something, but you don't
really know who's consuming the content you're producing.
Exactly.
So think about maybe you don't.
Beyonce could be listening right now.
Like,
oh my God!
Girl.
Hey, if she's listening, I will put out an episode every day until the next cruise, and she better fucking be on that ship.
Exactly. She better be coming down singing Halo and going into the dance mix.
Goodness.
Well, maybe think about doing them on your own time when you can.
Yeah.
Maybe one after,
Yeah, definitely. I think it's just honestly just COVID. I know we've been 2 years past 2 years now.
Yeah.
And I thought I was dealing with it like pretty decent, but I think like I feel like I'm still going through new stages of the pandemic, just like internally, emotionally.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like, psychologically.
I had realized months later that I wasn't dealing with it as well as I initially thought I was. Like, largely when I realized I had gained all that weight. And I was like, what the fuck happened? Lost it. But I'm just saying, like, you realize, like, we all dealt with it. It was very hard. It's still hard for a lot of people. It's still strange to be around a lot of people at times.
Yeah, that for me is one of the biggest things. I've always been an anxious person, but I have so much more anxiety in general about just events or public situations or even going to the Dua Lipa concert. That was the first concert I had been to, like actual concert. I mean, we went to the Hollywood Bowl to see Christina, but that was outside.
Yeah, it was outside.
So like going to the Forum to see Dua Lipa, I was just like, there's so many people in here. And it was just like, and it just kind of like freaked me out a little bit, The
thing is, it always hits you so unexpectedly because you get these like episodes.
Because you're trying to just like go back to normal life, but then you realize like we went through some shit. I don't want to like spend a lot of time on this, but
I get what you're saying. Like I went into the office like yesterday. I just started going back in once a week, like the last few weeks, and it's like you see people, and I'm like, if somebody comes up to give you a hug, you feel weird. Yeah, you just like I don't
somebody
know what
today,
to do.
like a new person started. And I went to the into the office today, and he like shook my hand, and I was like, I still to this day think like, I mean, not on the cruise, everybody's kissing everybody.
Oh, I was gonna say, in the gay bars, they all just come and give you a big old kiss on the lips.
But even that, you know what? I just need the people to take a little note that you don't really need to be doing that all the time.
You can do a cheek kiss.
Yeah, just a little like, hey, what's up? We don't need a kiss on the lips.
It is really aggressive on my cruise.
No, but gay boys do that in general. Hey, girl,
that's
they
true.
just kiss you on the lips. I'm like, man,
like, you just
I don't need
to kiss me.
Right, I know where your lips been.
You really don't want to think about that because and you just don't want to think about it.
Yeah, you gotta let.
I mean,
anyways,
but yeah, it's been an interesting experience getting back. I constantly feel like I'm still dealing with just the aftermath of
okay.
quarantine.
Yeah,
it's okay. You just everybody's got to move forward at their own pace.
Agreed.
Just know that it's okay. You got to move forward at your own pace. So.
Definitely.
So,
all right. Well, I guess I think that wraps the main content up, and we should just get into our last segment.
All right.
Ma'am, what do you think?
All right. Well, I have the question. I always seem to have the question.
You do.
I don't know why.
You do. I'm okay with that. I like that, and I don't know what's coming.
I know. So I'm gonna ask the question, and we'll let Joey answer first, since he's our esteemed guest.
Should I be scared?
No, I just think
this is fun. This is just like a fun thing.
Fun. What do you think about joining the Mile High Club? Have you ever done that? Are you a member?
Not done that.
Okay.
I'm not done it, but what do I think about it?
Yeah, what do you think about it?
I have nothing against it. I think it's another one of those things we talked about, like an orgy situation before, where like the idea of something can sound hot, but when you actually do it, it might not actually be as hot as you think.
I totally agree with you.
So I haven't done the Mile High Club per se, but I've been in situations, and I'm not going to go into details, where I might have like try to like hook up with someone in like a bathroom.
In a plane?
Not in a plane, because that's the Mile High Club, right? I might have hooked up in a bathroom in like a club or something like that, or the idea sounds hot, but when you're actually doing it, I'm more anxious and worried about like, is someone gonna like bust through the door? Is there gonna be like a security guard or police or something? Yeah, I'm too anxious to like really properly like enjoy something that on paper is hot. So that's why I thought about. That's probably what it's going to be like. I think I wouldn't mind doing it, but if I were in the situation for some reason, I don't think it would actually like be that, I don't think I would enjoy that much.
All right. What do you think, Adam?
So this is just like having sex in a bathroom in a plane.
On a plane, yeah.
So how?
That's my thing. The
What do you mean
logistics of it.
How?
They're
There's
tiny.
barely enough room for me.
Do you know how
in
sex
there.
works?
Bam.
There's barely enough room for me.
I-
Like I'm literally like trying to close the door.
I don't
trying
see
to,
how people
like,
do
I'm
it.
Like, I just don't understand.
I don't see how people
There's
do
enough
it.
room.
Yeah.
I literally do not see how it's a thing.
I don't know, and
There's
then
enough room.
like the ceiling is like literally slanted, so someone's gonna be like, you know, I wish you could see, but like I just feel
And
like
then
it's just, like,
somebody
weird.
is literally
I mean,
sitting outside of the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't see them. There's just a door there.
Yeah, but I mean, unless you're on a plane that's empty and nobody cares, and it's maybe
Well, the
not-
thing is, like,
I
some of
think
the-
bottom
some of the
line
bigger-
is I need to try it and see if I actually.
If you want to try it, you don't need to you don't need to make excuses. If you want to try it, just try it. We're not here to judge you for wanting to try.
you know what?
I can't
Like-
give you an actual answer because I've never
To be
done
honest,
it.
if the opportunity presented itself, if the guy was really hot, I would try it.
I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna
I'm
do
not
it.
gonna say
but-
no.
But I just feel like the logistics of it seems kind of like I don't understand how people do it.
There'd be a lot of like
Because
banging
I can
things
imagine it.
around, and you
It's
know,
so
I
small.
mean, airplanes
in
are so
there.
loud. No one's gonna hear anything.
No, but it's not even the hearing. It's
Yeah.
just like there's no space in one of those
The
bathrooms.
thing is, I would only do it on a longer flight that's on a larger, like a wide body plane, because you get a lot more bathrooms, and some of those bathrooms are bigger than the other ones.
yeah,
On the
maybe
small little
let's-
planes you
let's
fly from
pick-
like
That's what
LA
I'm
to
saying.
San Francisco.
I mean,
those,
if you're on
not
a
those little
Spirit
ones.
flight, you don't have to.
No, you're not doing on that.
Just kidding.
No.
No, I feel that. I feel like Adam. I just feel like the whole logistics of like the size, and I don't know how people do it. Like, and
I
but I
feel
feel
like-
like you like the thought of it sounds like ooh exciting.
The
but
idea of it sounds exciting. I just don't know that if I were to actually do it, it would actually be hot.
I'm feeling like
Yeah.
it probably won't be. I feel like it would be clumsy.
and like it could be clumsy. I feel like the minute there's somebody, if I went in the bathroom and there were
somebody
people
comes in,
behind
you know,
us,
like-
I would have anxiety the whole time. They're like, we gotta hurry. They're gonna
That's
get in
not
here.
the point of anxiety, but it's like, what if you open the door and there's like two of you in there, and then there's like three people waiting outside, clearly seeing that there's two of you guys in there.
I just feel like it's,
Are they gonna
it's
tell on you?
bound to happen though. Like whether they see you going in together or coming out together, like there's so many people around the
Just a
bathroom.
trick to that.
there's
that
always
I've thought
people
of.
waiting to go to the bathroom too.
I've actually thought of an excuse for like, if there's two of you in there and there's people outside, how do you both get out gracefully?
Well, it doesn't matter. Like if you both are coming out and people see you, who cares?
No. I will go out and he will stay in there, and I tell the people waiting that, oh, it's broken.
I wouldn't say anything. I mean, who cares?
They
that we
don't
would-
have like emergency.
Yeah,
line
I
to
just
play
feel
if I
like
say
at that point it'd be like, it's none of your business.
I would be like, you know what, we did it.
We say it out loud.
I am a member of the Mile High Club now, bitch.
Just be like,
Where's my card?
Give me my credentials. Guess what?
I don't think anybody would be impressed if you said that.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, if I walked out with
People
another person and people saw, what could you say? I'd
What
be
if
like, oh,
what
well.
if it's like, what if it's like a mother with like their kid like waiting right behind you?
You don't. There are situations where you just don't have to say anything.
Yeah, you're just like, hi.
You just keep it moving.
Yeah.
It's
Nice
open.
to see you. Oh,
right.
Such a lovely day up here in the air.
Yeah, it's 35,000 feet above the
It's
clouds.
clear skies.
Oh, top of the morning to you.
Oh my God, you're gonna be doing that on your way to Sydney World Pride.
Top of the morning to you. I don't know. Anyways, okay, we need to move on.
We do. Apparently,
Oh God.
we all don't have actual experiences.
Oh yeah.
The wine is really kicking in. I can tell.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yep.
Anywho, yeah. I'm gonna drink to that really quick.
Yeah, we'll let Adam go ahead. He's gonna close us out after this.
Yeah. So, where can people follow you, Joey?
People can find me on YouTube and also Instagram at Just Joey T, and I'm sure you guys are gonna link in the
Yes.
description
Yeah,
down
we'll
below
link
for
it
the
in.
podcast.
Absolutely.
Which is like the standard thing that YouTubers say. It'll be linked down in the description
Right.
below.
They point.
And they
to,
point,
the
they're like,
thing.
and they
look
point
down
below. I hate
below.
doing
Like,
that. I do that.
realistically,
I
it's
do
just
that
their
too, but I
coffee
actually hate
table.
that.
They're
Right, they're like,
pointing to.
look, yeah, we're pointing right now, people.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we'll link it.
Yes, that's where they can follow Joey at. You can follow us at Adam and Steve Podcast, me at Adman2005, Steven
And me
at
Green Eye Steve.
Yes, and thank you all for listening. The Garden Hose, we love you.
We love you.
We love the support. Remember that, and until next time,
Yes.
remember that God made Adam and Eve, but He also made
Adam and Steve.
any problems.
Pray about it.